More head chopping. More head chopping. More choppy choppy. I suppose. I suppose. Back at it again. Okay. What was it? I'm trying to get a quiffle, probably. And did the defender confess the crime? Was his act counter-revolutionary? What was the scope of the construction work performed on the architect? According to the witness, did the tenants complain about him? Okay, let's see what this is all about. Murder. A tragedy occurred in one of the tenements by the Seine, near Pont-Neuf. The fourth floor collapsed. The tenants, horrified by the crash and ubiquitous dust, ran outside. Only after a few minutes did some of the braver men run upstairs to look for survivors and remove the corpses. Yikes. Rumble and timber buried 2 families, 12 people. 3 children managed to survive by hiding beneath a wooden table. Neighbors dug them out and carried them to the Hotel Dieu. They cannot comprehend what the orphans are going through, and they have not eaten or spoken for 2 days. The owner of the house testified that he had ordered the construction of an extra floor a few years back. Works were supervised by architect Maurice Lautry. The National Guard found the architect, who was also the construction foreman, at the address given by the owner. Maurice Lautry was not surprised when the gendarmes knocked at his door, and he did not resist when they handcuffed him and took him to jail. The people are angry and scared, and expect someone to be punished for this tragedy. Your name? Maurice Lautry, Monsieur le Juge. You build houses. That's right. I've earned my living from construction and renovating for many years now. Did the floors collapse because of your mistake? I don't know. I've worked on many houses since then. Those children are dead because of you. Let me just say, I always build the best work I can. Corpses, victim, right? Yes. Collects floor. Crowded flat. This should be extenuating circumstances, okay. And all the things. Oh boy. We don't have any questions to let him go, even though that would be the best outcome. A few years ago, you were assigned to perform some construction work. 9 years ago, I was supposed to remove the roof. Add one floor and then build a new roof. It was a hard task. It is known that it is easier to build new than to improve something already done. Did the owner have any objections regarding your work? If he did, I would have made as many corrections as necessary. Which floor was built by you? The attic? The fourth. Before that, the third floor was the attic. Who they want? Call the witnesses in. Ronald Lucier. Are you the owner of the house where the floor collapsed? Yes, the floor in the attic collapsed and fell on the rooms beneath. The apartments were small, correct? Did the tenements complain about anything prior to the tragedy? They did say something about squeaky floor, but that's not unusual. They squeak at my place too, so what? Did you inspect the floors? I planned to, but the tragedy happened before I was able to. Thank God he managed to take their money. Now they would be willing to lock him up. Squeaky floors. Construction of another floor. No. Okay. So they want him locked up. But we're going to set him free, acquittal, and see what happens. It is kind of against what the jury thinks, but let's see what happens. There is no evidence against the defendant. Maurice Lautry is not guilty. Can you repeat that while looking into the eyes of the orphans? And does it matter what we have to say? You better take us into account in the future. A jury. Influence of the jury. So, not going with the jury. Oh. So this happens when you're against the jury. The jury noticed you making the wrong choices and foregoing justice. The rumor spread fast. Less reputation, less influence, less revolutionary endorsement, less common folk endorsement. Oh, okay. Is there any way for me to use those? I don't think so. He is ours. There can be no more demanding expression for revolutionary Paris than the escape of Citizen Capet. He escaped slightly right from their hands, and the revolution now seems feeble and weak. The people resemble a child that could easily be duped by anyone. However, the Republic quickly composed itself thanks to a postmaster and its people, who were able to catch the fugitives escaping to Montmedy. Ordinary citizens led to the fall of a monarch. You will have a chance to serve the Republic as well, for Citizen Capet will face the tribunal tomorrow. You will choose how he will be remembered, as a traitor or as a coward. Or a traitor and a coward, or as an unlucky statesman. If it were for prison guards to decide, there would be only one outcome. Allow the guards to rough Citizen Capet up in prison. Leave him alone until the trial. Citizen Capet. Oh, they would both hate that, but he would like that. Evening with grandfather. Listen to stories in the day. They would both hate that. Demonstration. Oh, I no longer have the story. Oh, might as well have an evening with Grandpa. He doesn't like that. She doesn't care. He doesn't like that. Okay. Everybody wants him hanged, except my family. Fell during the riots. Minister of Internal Affairs, thanks to his resourceful wife who controls his career from the shadows, he has gained a position in the government and became a prominent member of the Girondins. He does not hide his support of the monarchy, maintaining that it will create balance between a bloody revolution and the tradition that unites all French generations. Excuse me. And Elliot is a courtesan known in every nook in Paris. It is worth mentioning, a lady of leisure born in Scotland and living in Paris as an alleged spy for the English. In order to survive, she has been forced to master diplomacy like one of the deputies of the National Convention. There is no doubt that her profession has helped her establish relationships. It is unofficially said that if an aristocrat wants to escape from Paris, then Grace Elliot is the one to speak to. Does this guy have sunglasses? People are anxious. What? What is this? I'm at a zero with the people right now. Counter-revolution, treason, fraud, advocating monarchy, neglect of duty. Interesting. I wonder if I can free. Compatriot Citizen Capet, previously known as King Louis the France, must be punished for conspiring against the people of France. Louis Capet tried to defend his absolute authority by plotting against the National Constituent Assembly and the people of France. We all remember July of 1788. He gathered an army, 15 foreign regiments, and ordered them to surround Paris. Soldiers, led by Baron Besenval, were to capture deputies and shoot at citizens defending the reforms. And so they did. The Royal German Regiment drew first blood. After that plot failed, Louis Capet tried to flee the country with his family and scheme with foreign monarchies abroad. Is that not the reason he took flight from Tuileries, and that night in June 1791, using someone else's passport? Was he not heading to Montmedy, where his loyal armies were stationed, ready to take him to Austria? If it were not for Postmaster Duret, the scheme would have ended tragically for us. Louis Capet will never abandon his thoughts of suppressing the revolution by force. Before the events of 1792, he gave orders for the Swiss Guards, stationed in Tuileries, to be doubled. He conducted a public muster in front of horrified citizens. The people had no choice. They had to act before Capet attacked. Citizens of Paris who tried to stop the madness were shot at. Even after Capet's escape to the National Assembly. Evidence. An order issued by Marshal de Broglie to Baron de Besenval. My lord, should any reason appear, shoot the rebels without hesitation, just as His Majesty ordered. Have no mercy, for they shall have none either. Broglie. Louis Capet, I hereby open your trial. Answer the questions when asked. Capet is the name of one of my ancestors. My name is Louis Auguste de Bourbon. That may have been your name before you raised your hand against the people who you had sworn to defend. As a king, I have never done a thing against my people. I love them, and I still do. It's interesting that France was the first monarchy to go in Europe. Objection! There is evidence of Louis Capet's treason against the people of France. He should be tried as a foreigner and an enemy, not a citizen of the Republic. Audience. Questioning the defendant will stir the impatient audience. Once angered, people may start a riot. Ah. 10 questions to be revealed? Yes. Shooting civilians, that's an accusation, right? Yes. Surrounding that's also an accusation. No? That's a method. Okay. Attempted to flee, that should be an accusation. Internal plot. False passport. Oh, this guy disappeared, this one. Defending his authority, that should be motive, right? Yes. Gathering armed forces should be method. Doubling should be method. Suppressing the revolution should be an accusation. False passport should be an accusation. No? Probably. Method? Okay. International plot should be an accusation. Yes. And suppressing the revolution should be a mood. Cool. We got all of them. We have plenty to get him free. It would almost get me killed. Hey, Sheila. What about prison? Actually, it would raise a little prison. Death sentence would raise it a lot. But yeah. Interesting. I really don't like acquittal, though. Letting him free is out of the question. And he said that the more I ask him, the more the people is going to be angry and stuff. Who issued the order to fire the citizens? Either Marshal Broglie or Baron de Bensinval. The one responsible should be the one standing here, as he was not authorized to issue such orders. Really? But according to this document, it was signed by the Marshal. Marshal de Broglie went too far and lied to us all. I will swear it on my crown, I did not issue that order. De Broglie is a sworn monarchist and was given an army to suppress the revolution. Would he work on his own without the Capet's blessing? People sometimes do stupid things. Oh, this went up. Was the accused planning to reclaim his authority? Let's do this one. Tell us one thing. When does a leader order a monster? When there is need to strengthen discipline and to inspire courage. So you admit you encouraged the guards to attack Paris. Now, there were many armed citizens around the palace already. I only wanted to give my troops hope during the defense. I would like to emphasize the fact that my family were in grave danger. If their lives were in danger, the fault lay with you. It was not the first time you sent your troops to fight citizens. Gentlemen, I look in vain for a judge here, for I only see accusers before me. This one didn't go up. What unavailable for this case. Oh, so I don't have a report to sign and stuff. Okay. The jury hasn't reached a verdict. Who gave the orders to shoot the citizens gathered around the palace? I did. But it was not an order to attack. The guards' duty was only to respond to the citizens' attack. Their duty was to protect my family. In that case, they should have ceased fire as soon as you escaped to the National Assembly with your family. It was chaos. I did not have a chance to give such an order, but I did so immediately upon arriving at the assembly. So the accused was innocent. So the accused has innocent blood on his hands. Oh. Interesting. Very interesting. The jury wants him freed at this point. These guys are going to riot. I predict a riot. Call in the witness. I'm curious. Jean Duret, postmaster. Yes. Did the accused, Louis Capet, introduce himself to the witness with his full name? Yes. No. He didn't introduce himself at all. He only produced someone else's documents. So he tried to hide his identity. You could say so. I used the name from the documents after he showed them to me. He never objected. So how did you learn of his true identity? By the image on the paper assignation. When a messenger from General Lafayette confirmed a message from General Lafayette confirmed my suspicions. I ran as fast as I could to Varennes to inform the authorities. Did the accused tell anyone the destination of his journey? He asked for the way to Montmédy. I told him to go through Varennes and Argonne, and warned the coachman to be careful. The road is very difficult. Would the accused like to comment on this testimony? I confirmed that I had no intention of escaping. I was merely traveling. It is the right of any free citizen. Oh, they accepted that. Interesting. Killing him would piss everybody off. Probably lose me the game. Should do it. No, sending him to prison, though. Who was responsible for the delivery of the passport? My butler. I ordered him to prepare all the formalities regarding travel. The City Hall has never received any submissions from your butler. I don't know what to say. Monsieur le Juge, Louis Capet's butler was seen at the Austrian embassy. They surely took care of all the documents for the defectors. Monsieur Tinville, that is mere hearsay. Would say such a thing. Bring him here so that he may repeat it. There is no need. That is hard evidence, especially in light of what the accused has told us. I think I can do one more question, not before the riots. Was the accused planning to reclaim his authority in Paris? Why would I do that? According to constitutional law, I'm still the king. Then why did you raise a number of troops in Tuileries? I feared for my family's life. It is not a mystery that the citizens of Paris were incited to seize the palace and capture us, especially as it was Mr. Danton's gold. It is clear, then, that the guards were organized against the citizens of Paris, many of whom did fall at Tuileries. Against violence and disorder, Mr. Tinville, not against my people. Who helped you suppress the revolution? Frederick William II, Francis II, Catherine II, or maybe your relative Charles IV? Justice awaits them as well. Nonsense, all of it. My only desire to take my family out of Paris, as I did not wish to make them suffer house arrest. We all know the European monarchs, despite our ideals of freedom, equality, and brotherhood, and I too understand that you tried to prepare a joint military intervention. I deny such accusations. There is no evidence for such outrageous claims. I would never turn against my beloved France. Liar! He would sold his own mother, never mind his country. Bad judge. Oh, they've lost their patience with me. Well, I'm trying to send him to jail. What did the accused plan to do with the constituent deputies? Nothing. The assembly that I joined on the 26th of June granted immunity to its members, and I intended to respect that. And yet you order your soldiers to seize and imprison deputies and perhaps even execute them. Nonsense. There is no evidence of that. My enemies spread rumors to get rid of me. We do not need evidence against a coward who runs from his own people. Has the accused ever considered Paris and its citizens to be his enemies? If this doesn't get us across the line, we will have to free him. And suffer these people. Absolutely not. I ask you to explain the question. How can you deny it if you do not understand the question? Your army surrounded Paris. Is that not what you do to your enemies? My soldiers were only to ensure protected order while the National Assembly was in session. Adequate forces were already in Paris. Was that not enough? Okay. So we can put him in jail. Everybody will be happy with that. Even my family. Monsieur le Judge, the crowd is in front of the building is enraged. There is soon to be a massacre. People have gone mad. Evidence of his betrayal? I will go to them. I ask you all to stay in your seats until I return. Oh, everybody wants him hanged now.
People, what vexes you? Why are you so angry?
The king lied to us! That coward ran from us! He'll surely run from justice as well! We found proof of the king's treachery in his secret iron cabinet!
Oh. Strategy building. Before attempting persuasion, you may explore different approaches to all topics of conversation. After employing every kind of emotion, you will receive an evaluation of your choices. Each attitude comes with a set of emotions that can have a positive or negative impact. Learn their effects to manipulate the people of Paris in any way you please. Really? The higher reputation, the more you know about the other speaker's attitude. You can also obtain this information by spending influence points. Ah, the divination will be examined. Withdrawn. Ah. What does this even mean? Withdraw. Withdrawn. The attitude of the crowd is withdrawn. Oh, some sort of mini game here. Manipulation is a strong argument. Aggression, a strong argument. Humility, a perfect argument. Oh, and I can't choose anything else now? Strong, strong, and perfect? Okay. Let's commence. The citizen Capet will not escape justice. What the hell is this?
Louis Capet is just flesh and blood, a citizen just like you. He cannot escape the long arm of the law. Any treachery committed against France will be punished with death. We shall examine new evidence, and if the rumors turn out to be true, I assure you that I shall behead this traitor myself.
Ah, okay, so it's a time thing. And humility.
I know that you might be angry, but you have chosen your representatives to protect you. Believe in me.
Intrigued. Success. Crowd is intrigued. More reputation, more influence. Common folk endorsement, +5. Okay. So that worked, somewhat. Everybody wants him hanged now. Evidence has been found, really. Would the defendant like to explain why they concealed his secret iron cabinet and the documents hidden within the convention? I had nothing from the convention. No one asked me about the existence of such things. You kept your correspondence well hidden under lock and key. It could only be retrieved with the assistance of a master locksmith. Any affluent Parisian has a lockable cabinet. I, for one, am keenly interested in locksmithing. He is actually, I remember that. It was one of his things. We read this. I'll go. Beer and we'll continue. to the head of King. La la la. La 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 la. Okay, what's this one? To the deputies of the so-called National Assembly. Oh, the deputies of the so-called National Assembly are to be carefully Christians, and if any of them should display common sense and cease to support the Assembly, reward him with an extraordinary high allowance and forward his Majesty's thanks. Okay. We trust that with God's grace and help, His Majesty will soon arrive within the imperial borders of our, for us to grant him as well as our beloved sister's safety, and with the potentially take the steps necessary to re-establish the natural European order within the borders of France. His Imperial Majesty, the Holy Roman Emperor, King of Hungary, Bohemia, Croatia, Dalmatia, Slavonia, Galicia, Lodomeria, etc., Leopold the II of Habsburg. So a lot of places. Your Grace, soon we will come to your Majesty's rescue. However, for the time being, I implore your Majesty to muster local troops that remain loyal. I shall issue a warning to your Majesty's subjects that any and all who dare raise a hand against your Majesty will suffer the rest of consequences. My armies await my orders to curb the tide of anarchy in your Majesty's country. Duke of Brunswick-Luneburg, Charles William Ferdinand. Unlocked some questions. 6 questions revealed. Letter from the Emperor. That's evidence, right? It is. Minister's orders. That should be evidence as well. Attempted escape. That's evidence. Huh? Course of events. Yes. A letter to the Duke. Evidence? Yes. 2 more. Suppressing the revolution. Counter-revolution? Yes. And this one as well. Cool. Once again unlocked all the things. Everybody wants in hand. Oh, that would get me killed now. If I quit him now, that would get me killed. Prison. Death penalty puts me in great regard with everybody. Buddy. If I would have had more high standing with the people, I could have freed him. Maybe. Okay, dude. I have some questions for you. You are aware of the plans of the Emperor and the Duke of Brunswick. Why didn't you warn the National Assembly and the army? You need to speak up. I did not deem these threats serious. This reeks of treason. Allow me to quote, my armies await my orders. Does that not sound like a serious threat? Prince Charles is impetuous, but I never once thought he would dare attack France. Was the accused responsible for the attempts for the bribe? Okay. I did not sign that document, but it was found in the cash belonging to the accused. It speaks of thanks from the king. My intention was to put Minister Roland on trial for abusing his power. I kept that document for that occasion. A trial that has not happened for 3 years now. A trial that needs to happen. Roland will confess to the guillotine. Quite a confession. That is the fault of the Ministry of Justice. I ordered him to carry out an investigation and punish the Minister of Internal Affairs. Okay. Was his act counter-revolutionary? Who was corrupting politicians? According to the defendant, they did write letters. Oh, I didn't get that to that question. Why would the Emperor mention shortly before the journey that he expected to see the accused and his family within his borders shortly before said trip? Mere coincidence. The Emperor simply feared for the life of his sister. It is no secret that the European monarchs have a warped view of the revolution. They see it as a weapon against monarchy. Was the presence of the forces in Montmedy intentioned to escort the accused to Austria also a mere coincidence? I swear I had nothing to do with it. The people are on the riots. He was afraid for his sister. Yes. I don't remember who said that. It's here somewhere. Mr. Broglier. Right. Oh no, it was He didn't say, did he? Oh, Roland. Wanted to put him on trial. We'll try that. Yes, counter-revolutionary, fine. Let's put the verdict. Liquid. It'll be game over, I'm sure. The death penalty. I wanted to put him in jail before the thing. I sentence Citizen Capet to death by guillotine. Take the convict away. Long live the people. Down with the tyrant. Everything was correct. Okay. Unlocking all questions gave me some reputation, apparently. Everybody loves that. Next.
Do they understand? Their excitement was stronger than the smell of the fresh wood the guillotine was made from. Do they know what's about to happen? Sheep that only now realize they used to have fangs and claws. One thought guides their clenched fists. To bow before the new, uncompromising idol with a shining steel crown. I too have felt their eyes on me, just like him. A silent assistant in this ritual of new faith. A random acolyte, scared, doubtful. Will not the old gods seek vengeance for this treachery? He abandoned them all too easily. I was unable to understand their screams. I only tasted the stench of their sweaty bodies. But I could hear one thing perfectly. Bring us the king.
Maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. Oh. Earn favor of the crowd by delivering a speech or proceed directly to the execution. Speech. Remember, once you start your speech, there is no going back. An awkward or clumsy speech will earn you nothing but ridicule from the audience. The crowd's attitude is doubtful. Depending on your reputation, the crowd will be more or less aggressive. Just make a speech. A free influence points, okay, that means I can open both of these. Withdrawn, always sensitive and withdrawn. That's their attitude. So, try humility here. Aggression here and manipulation first. Manipulation is a strong argument. Humility is a strong argument. Aggression is a perfect argument. So manipulation, strong, humility, and aggression. Okay. Manipulation. Anyone stepping outside the boundaries of the revolutionary law has only themselves to blame. Only themselves. Humility. By passing this sentence, we are making our streets safer. I'm not mourning the one being guillotined, but us, his victims. And aggression for the last one. You have gained power in France, now spill the blood of those who oppose the Republic. Intrigued. Affects more reputation. I die an innocent man. I forgive my enemies. Pull the rope. For the revolution. Pull the rope to perform. I have to pull the rope? Okay. I must be dreaming. Is that the map from the Muggler's case? You stole evidence from the court? I did not steal it. I only found it of use. It will be more useful in your room than in the dusty drawers of the court's archives. After all, this is a map by Turgot. They should be treated with respect. What a lovely explanation. Consider it a gift. Now, take it, and try not to talk so much. You should be more concerned about the events with the king, because this whole situation seems rather peculiar. As your superior, I should be the one judging Louis's case. I fail to understand why Robespierre asked for your assistance. Are you jealous? Of course I'm jealous. It is an important moment in history, and people will be reading about it for decades to come. It seems there will be trouble. I have a feeling that someone is toying with my life, as though an unknown force was pushing me into utter chaos. Keep your eyes open. You came to the political world of the city from out of nowhere. That means someone will have to step down to make room. Do you have to sound so defeated? My husband is a renowned person now. Should be happy about it. It is easy to shoot someone in the spotlight. Oh yes, everybody liked that. That I killed the king. Viola Conchita. The old man wouldn't like that. Evening stroll, he wouldn't like that. Let's take a stroll. Ooh, he really don't like that. You guys liked it, oh, she liked it more. He liked it plenty. Okay. The people shrugged the invisible burden off their back. The streets seemed more peaceful. Even the windows of the courthouse were soon replaced. Well, good, isn't it? Isn't that good? Dear Citizen Fidele, I am writing to congratulate you on becoming a part of your country's history. Citizen Capet's trial is on everyone's lips. I would also like to discuss the important topics of appointing the new Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard, who will replace Citizen Burrell. It is my honest belief that I am the best candidate. Should you give me your permission, I would like to pay you a visit this evening. Long live the Republic, Francois Henriot. Oh, great. Now the people are always on our minds here. So many things to juggle. Everybody likes me for killing the king. What did he do? Late in the evening, in one of the dark alleys near the Pantheon, a National Guard patrol stopped a fight between two elegant men When the soldiers approached the attackers, they saw that one of them, elderly and grey-bearded, was standing over his fallen opponent, shouting angrily and kicking him. 3 strong soldiers were involved in detaining the brawlers, and they were forced to use their rifle butt. The 2 ragged and bleeding men were taken to the nearest station, where the officers there judged by their breath that neither of them had been drinking wine that evening. The aggressor was immediately interrogated, but he would only babble incomprehensibly. The lieutenant was able to note down only 2 words: dictionary and plagiarism. Then, later, asked to repeat his statement, the grey-bearded man said that he was robbed. The beaten man's name is Leonant Pomeroy. He is alive, but he will not be able to talk to the people for some time due to a broken jaw. Yes, I understand. A fight between 2 dudes. I even have the guillotine for this one. Some guy plagiarizing someone else. Oh, that's the okay. Dictionary, is that a motive? It is. The brawl, course of events. Theft. Ragged clothes covered in blood. Orienting circumstances. And this is the course of events. Oh, we avoided the trap as well. Excellent! Common folk want him dead. Yeah, these guys want to quit, huh? What does prison do? Common folk like that. Why the hell the death penalty, Jewish? Introduce yourself. Professor Hugo Trottier, former lecturer of the now-closed Sorbonne, a true university from before the Revolution. Please explain why you assaulted that man. We are both lexicographers. However, I have been working on my text for over 15 years, while he is a bungler, which is a word for someone who makes mistakes due to their incompetence. What does that have to do with the assault? The victim, as you call him, is a ignoramus, a thief. He copied dozens of entries from my dictionary and then bluntly denied doing so in front of witnesses. Why did you not report this to the guard? I paid him a visit, but they showed nothing but complete disregard, which is a word for... We know what disregard means. What did the victim steal from you? Pomeroy copied the entire S section from my dictionary into his own book. How can you be so sure? You need but look for the entry Saturnian and a law consisting of copper, zinc, and gold used by ancient Romans to produce coins. And what does that prove? It was a hoax, which means a falsehood deliberately pretending to be the truth. There is no such thing as Saturnian. I mean, maybe regarding setting. I made it up so I should know if someone ever mindlessly copied my dictionary. So you are misleading your own readers? Of course not. Nobody would look for that entry as I made it up. They want them freed, the jury. Oh, what did he want from the guy? Ooh. Will not know this. The victim's provocative behavior, misunderstanding. Provocative behavior. Counter-revolutionary now. I confess. The crime. I don't know. Did he confess? I guess it should be yes. Anything, if I ask him anything, he's going to go to jail. Anything else? Would that be... People would like that. So people would really like a death penalty as well. And they would hate acquittal, which is what the jury wants now. My family would also like this. I guess you're going to jail, buddy. Both had clothes on your blood on your clothes. Yes. But it was a brawl, which means a fight between at least two people who were both attacker and victim. Are you implying that you were hurt too? Of course, but I knocked down Polroy, the walking failure that he is, before he was able to do the same to me. So it was you who accused him on the street. Yes, I demanded his apology. And when he refused, you punched him? Surely he started it, now he talks nonsense about a fight. He started it, stealing from me. Yes. You're both men of science. How could some people like you behave in such a way? Were you drinking alcohol on the day of this? He said that no. He wanted apologies. So let's say that. Let's say prison. The jury wants prison. I guess he confessed, I don't know. I mean, he said he didn't start it, so I'll say no. Let's see. For the assault, I sentence you to prison. Okay, justice prevails. Oh, he did confess. Bad job. Incorrect choice. Report results losing me stuff. Okay. Interesting. Your wife told me that if I seek the support of just people, I should look for them in your house. Citizen Henriot, my husband, will be more than happy to endorse your candidacy for the post of Commander-in-Chief. Why does this feel like a fait accompli? Please do not be angry at your wife. I am sure that she acted in good faith when she made those promises. How could anyone refuse to support such a respectable officer? I am certain that my husband will acknowledge your merits, just as I have. Undoubtedly, but how can I be so sure when there are so many other candidates? Well, I respect other candidates. They are decent people. However, I can offer you the most gracious gift: loyalty. Working together, we can greatly benefit each other and maybe Paris too. Our family has a high regard for sincerity and loyalty. Does it not, my dear? Moreover, we respect each other's boundaries. At every turn. Yes. Those ugly rumors about you being an addict should be put to an end. Know that I never forget those who have done me a favor. Words, 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 Citizen Henriot. I am certain that no other candidate has asked for your endorsement. They do not think that you are worthy of their friendship, but I, Francois Henriot, am different, and so are my words. I'm sure my husband has already noticed that. Thank you. Regardless of what the masses are yelling, Paris is only as strong as its united elites. I will not retract my wife's promises, but in the future make sure you come to me first. But of course. Oh, the influence of court. These guys in there, but what does this mean? The people liked my decision. This guy didn't. Evening with grandfather. He hates the viola. Evening of gambling. Out of the theater. Let's get some gambling done, I guess. Oh, they hate it. Okay. Yeah, that thing didn't grow at all. Oh, not yet. Yes. Whiskey lullaby. The evening is warm, so you decide to take a long way home. Near the Café Chantilly, you spot an amusing scene. Two drunkards fighting over a bottle of liqueur. Cursing like stable boys, the first is shorted and dressed in a disheveled officer's uniform, possibly a colonel. The second fighter, although significantly taller, is just an ordinary street thug. You listen to the gibberish and tangled epitaphs. You only reach the conclusion that the bottle contains one last gulp of drink. Try to settle the dispute, I guess. The two enemies unite in face of the stranger in an elegant coat. It surely looks comical to the observers when it is In a fit of Buddhist-driven solidarity, one tries to hit you in the head with the disputed object, while the other kicks you in your ankle. You dodge the bottle, which smashes on a nearby wall, splitting the remaining alcohol everywhere. However, the kick is successful and immobilizes you long enough for the drunkard to disappear back in the alley. It takes some time for the bystanders to start laughing. Okay, lost my reputation with that one. Ooh.
A Paris of a new era. Weak, vulnerable to attacks. Waiting for someone to reach for power. Waiting for someone who, once again, will take control of its soul. The pawns are now in play.
A new mechanic? Recent days have proved that Paris can win, that France can win. You managed to overcome your past, divesting our last remaining tyrant of his power. Now it is time to rebuild, create symbols that inspire future generations. That is why, during a gathering of the convention, several enterprising citizens proposed the construction of a statue to commemorate the revolutionary victory over injustice. You were given the honor of supervising the construction. There is no better candidate than the one who vanquished Louis Capet. You have the opportunity to leave yet another mark on Paris. Interesting. Sections of Paris. These sections can be controlled by you, by an enemy, or be neutral. Ooh. Controlled sections. Each section you take over provides you with additional influence points. Chance of mission success is higher in your territory. Enemy agents can also take over your sections. Actions performed in the enemy sections are less likely to be successful. Locked sections. Some sections are locked. Unlock them with any agent to carry out actions with them. Unlock section. To unlock a section, you have to scout it first. You can only unlock sections adjacent to the ones that are already unlocked. Fervor. Each section reacts to the situation in the game, causing the fervor of its residents to rise and fall. If their fervor becomes too intense, it could result in destructive riots. Player agents. And agents on missions manage your unruly crowds and fight for influence over the city. Click an agent and choose your action. Okay. The Bruiser is good at fighting, gaining reputation, and managing unruly crowds. The Diplomat takes over sections, nurtures relations with factions, and lowers fervors in sections. Weaker in duels against enemy agents. Movement. You can move your agents freely between your sections. Unfortunately, in hostile and neutral sections, you can only move one space per day. Whoa. A new mechanic. Take over an enemy section. Oh, I can put him to take over an enemy section. Faction the people attitude friendly. Controlled by me. This guy should be unlocking that. Days until inspection. 11. Take over now. Increase influence. Okay. Can design the statue. This guy with a sword. I'll keep this one. And I guess this one. And I guess this one. Each building lets you perform different kind of action. Take over the ones that support your playstyle. Oh Jesus. Whenever you finish a stage of construction, you'll be able to seize another build. Yet another mechanic. My residence. Facilitate the persuasion, spend time with the family. Actions granted by this building will facilitate your work at the court. Hideout. Will help your agents operate more efficiently. Printing house. Enables actions against the Muscadins and the Revolutionary Patrol. Okay. How bizarre. It's end of the day, I guess. I think we're like close to...
A violent prologue announced by a flowing red curtain. The wrath of strangers made me sick to my stomach. Feet stirred dark puddles. The air tasted like iron. Their heads, someone cried. Anger hidden in the shadows. Thousands of cries from a single throat. Here was a beast with hundreds of claws and teeth. A kicked, abused, and physically wounded soul. Their heads. What a cold and urgent order. The beast's eyes showed a long-disguised bitterness, yesterday's envy. It has waited too long to show mercy now. Too long covering its ears while others laughed at its inadequacies and feebleness. The beast's bark was filled with 1,000 smiles of those who worship this bloody morning. The day when their enemies will perish. Their brothers.
Nice dog. Yeah, I was about to say that this game is continuing to give me stuff to, new stuff, new mechanics, and we're probably like 5 hours in. 5 hours in the game and we're still getting stuff. Marat. Ooh. Marat, nicknamed the conscience of the nation. He is the editor of the self-published newspaper Friend of the People. Disliked by the Girondins, tolerated as a necessary evil by the Jacobins. He can smell the dirt on a person's hands before than a trained pig smells for truffles. Better than a trained pig smells for truffles. He does not shy away from publishing denunciations brought to him by fellow convention members in an attempt to undermine the credibility of their political adversaries. Interesting. Okay. Corruption, nepotism, fraud, and treason. Some time has passed since the liquidation of the wildly famed Ferme Generale. What is that? The institution paid duties to the former king and then, often brutally, collected liabilities from the people, usually with considerable interest. Now, the National Convention has made the just decision to try all former fermiers généraux who collected taxes from farmers. We will present the evidence against one of them, Antoine Levassier. The very first evidence of his guilt is the sheer fact that he earned his post through nepotism, aside from collecting taxes from starving peasants. He was also involved in all manner of business. That's an accusation, all manner of business. And not always honest ones. Several witnesses have claimed that he was frequently trading in damp tobacco, sold at exorbitant prices. We have not found any indication of his forementioned adulteration in the Levassier documents. But it is a topic widely discussed on the streets of Paris. He used money from the taxes to finance his private laboratory, where he carried out many chemical experiments. Many Parisian chemists have been approached during the investigation. Paul de Levassier, a brilliant scientist. Of course, this alone does not mean treason. However, the accused frequently corresponded with foreign scientists. We have established that he supported them with the money taken from the French peasants, and it is possible that he was also sharing the results of his research. Why not keep it all for the French people? Okay. A report regarding tobacco. I kindly ask you to keep the tobacco in a dry place. Damp tobacco keeps the customers away, decreases its quality, and lowers its price. Regards, Antoine Levassier. Fraud should be the accusation. Brilliant scientist is his personality. Yes. Scientific research. Foreign scientists. Various businesses. A report. Should be evidence. Yes. Ferme Generale. Counter-revolution? This should be counter-revolution, foreign scientists. Yeah. Oh, this one can be as well. Oh, nice. Ah, brilliant scientist. Extenuating circumstances? Hmm. 2 more questions and 3 more things. Various businesses, is that an accusation? Oh, that's wrong. Counter-revolution? Also wrong. Damn. His personality, okay. And is this counter-revolution? Okay. We got all of them. Oh damn, this thing didn't go down from the last trial. Death penalty, off with it, of course. All of them would hate prison. Ooh, I would lose so much from the common folk with the acquittal. They're only satisfied with blood. Punish ye filthy leeches. Those people simply must be decapitated. They symbolize everything that the common French revolt against. Oh, what they revolt against? She's part of the jury. That's not good. My name is Antoine Lavoisier. What is your occupation? I aided tax collection in the Ferme Générale and also a scientist. Allow me to add immodestly that I have made a numerous of very important discoveries. Do not boast before the court. Sure, tell us how you ate pâté bought with our money. Talk about the money you stole from the state treasury. What stolen money? What is the basis of this accusation? The money you were stealing from France was used to support foreign scientists. Why? We do not know. But we suspect it had something to do with the war. I was financing foreign research, yes, but with my own money, and it had nothing to do with the war. You are acting against the best interests of the state. That is treason. Do you know what we do to traitors? Let me say that I will take you only an instant to cut off this head, but 100 years may not suffice to reproduce its alike. The Republic has no needs for scientists. Interesting. What does this guy want? Oh, this one hasn't been discovered yet. The subject has not mentioned this during the investigation. Yes. You have been accused of swindles and deceits of all sorts. One of them is selling damp tobacco. Absurd. I have personally admonished my suppliers to make sure that the tobacco stays dry. Look through my papers. You will find the reports. We did, yes. You could have put those reports amongst your other papers to deceive us. People like him are natural-born liars. I have kept exemplary documentation, never once acting against my conscience. The conscience of a tax collector, I assume it will not stand in the way when you were taking money from starving farmers. I acted according to French tax legislation. Well, why do we blame them for that? That law was dreadful. You want him in jail. Did you keep your laboratory operation by using the taxpayers' money? Yes, monsieur. What exactly did you discover? Anything useful? I explained, among others, the phenomenon of combustion. Disapproved the Pangson, I don't know, Phlogiston theory, constructed the calorimeter. What is he talking about? Do those discoveries help the regular citizen? Science does not necessarily immediately help people, but one day these discoveries will. You know what? I'm going to look this guy up. If he's a real dude. Antoine Lavoisier. And indeed he is. This is interesting. I wonder if all of them are real people. So, French nobleman and chemist, who was central to the 18th century chemical revolution, who had a large influence on both the history of chemistry and the history of biology. Lavoisier is most noted for his discovery of the role oxygen plays in combustion. He recognized and named oxygen and hydrogen, and opposed that Phlogiston theory. Yes. He also helped construct the metric system, wrote the first extensive list of elements, helped reform chemical nomenclature, predicted the existence of silicon. Smart man. He sounds like a very smart man. Did you hear that, people? Science doesn't help people. How much money was spent on your research? I never measured it. I have been working on my discoveries for years. We didn't measure it because we were paying. We can let him free. We're getting to the point of a revolution. No. Phenomenon of combustion. He sent money, but it was his private money, yes. Very well, let's quit. I hereby declare the defendant not guilty. Lead Mr. Lavoisier out. The judge has lost his mind. Justice will be served anyway. You spat in the faces of thousands of farmers. That was deemed counter-revolutionary. Really? The other 40 is a good job, okay. Minus 12 reputation? Why? Reputation plus 1. Why, though? Reputation with the common folk, the people, or something? These guys wanted to feed. Oh, the reputation is strictly from Mr. Lavoisier. Well, I hope you go and, do great things, sir. My name is Jean-Marie Ronan. My name should not be unknown to you, after all. You wiped your shoes on it during the king's trial. Really? Citizen Capet, not king. King Louis-Auguste Bourbon, Duc de Berry. Thank you for flinging around half-truths and speculation. Everyone is calling for my head, accusing me of corruption and treason, while you used your bags as a stepladder on your way up to the social hierarchy. Our bags. Yeah, that is true. Corrupting politician does not always work out. Danton does it. Moleville tried it, but they caught you, that means. So he corrupted politicians. I will probably be dismissed from my situation. I may even end up at the guillotine, but I will make sure your head rolls right along mine. You will be my comrade in misery. Threatening the judge of the tribunal is even a worse idea than supporting a despised king and corrupting politicians of the convention. I will get rid of your candidate for captain of the guard. Then I will go after you. It took me and my wife too long to get to where we are. I will not die because of some over-boozed maggot that likes to call himself a judge. You will see how we wage war in Paris's saloons, you treacherous mongrel. How rude. Dear comrade. Oh, going towards communism. Like in the other movie, in the other game. I heard the news of Minister Roland's unexpected visit. I have to confess that Roland knows about me something that he should not have. I am certain that he is already waving the intrigue against us. Weaving! We have to start working on one against him. Play something for me, son. I have work to do. As you wish, father. Support the construction of the statue. This increases the rate of the construction. Everybody hates that. Evening with grandfather, reading together. He will hate that. Revolutionaries in France will go down. Demonstrating, pro-revolution demonstrating. He will hate that, she will hate that. Evening stroll. Let's read together. Ooh, he really hates that. Next up. Enemy agents. Enemy agents will fight with your agents for territory. They can take over your sections or neutral sections. When at least two hostile agents meet in one section, combat ensues. Remember that a diplomat has little chance against a brutal fight. After a defeat in combat, your agent becomes injured. They can still move around, but they are not able to perform any actions. Main section is vital. The buildings here enable you to influence the rest of the game. Protect it at all costs. If you let it out of your grasp, you lose the game. Okay. I suppose we have to go and fight this guy. Increase influence, lower crowds fear. Or to increase influence. It's 0% complete. Why is that? Intrigue. Jean-Marie Renaud. The documents discovered in the Capet Iron Cabinet raises suspicions regarding Renaud. The minister hates the tribunal for openly ridiculing him, and he will not forgive you for it. His intelligent wife holds an even stronger grudge. The number of successes required to win, 2. The number of successes required for a bonus, 1. Okay. Actions. Block. Perform actions correctly to fill the progress bar. If you carry out too few, you will lose. If you perform more than necessary, you will receive a bonus. Progress bar. Progress. Perform actions correctly to fill the progress bar. If you carry out too few, you will lose. If you perform more than necessary, you will receive a bonus. Convicting witness. So this is what I have to do. Perform an action. For an action to be successful, you need to persuade the required number of people. You can also send your diplomat to do it for you. Remember, you can only do this while the block is active. Convince. Thank you for coming, Citizen Cote. How could I say no to a person who holds the lives of kings in the palm of his hand? I presume that your meeting is connected with Minister Renaud. Isn't correct? Exactly. I would like to talk about the incident with the Iron Cabinet. It is indeed rather ugly. The minister could lose his head because of it, although it is currently nothing more than gossip. Yes, but what if the gossip suddenly turned into the truth? Then things could certainly get nasty. Carrot and stick. Bull-headed. Ah. So I will know the last one, that he's bull-headed here. I want to get Renaud. What will he get out of this? Carrot and stick. Where is this? Why would this go anywhere? Humility. So it won't tell me if it's okay or not, right? Carelessness. Because I've never tried it. What will he get out of this? Manipulation. And let's try humility. Very weak argument. Strong argument is manipulation. Humility is the perfect last argument. Okay. Let's go with force. Force, manipulation, and humility. The aggression one, yes. I need Renaud's head. He is a pest. By bribing politicians, he has harmed all of France. We need the witnesses that saw him opening the iron chest to reveal his identity. We need you, citizen. That went up. Renaud has his vices, but they're enough to justify my betrayal, because that is what you are asking of me. Spoof manipulation. Mr. Renault will not save you when matters become troublesome. I can save you. From charges of complicity, for example. If you like that. And the last one, humility, which is the perfect one. I believe you are a man of reason, Citizen Cote. Listen to it telling you that you do not want to pay Renault's mistakes, and I do not want to make you pay for them. Intrigued. I will help you and testify against him. Let us see where this leads, but hopefully to my head staying on my neck, as you promised. Interesting. So we did good enough. And these things went up. This was a success. I have to choose how to resolve this. 10% chance of success. Does this mean it has more chances for this? When Renault recognized the contempt of the Iron Cabinet, he allegedly asked for a moment of privacy, then left alone with the evidence. In light of Citizens Capet being accused of conspiracy and lack of evidence, we could try accusing the Minister of destroying it. Cote confirming these sensational details could surely help. Force. Diplomacy. A few casual remarks made by the respected Jacques-Louis David could unleash an avalanche. Force. Court guard Raphael Clovis, your loyal subordinate, will have to talk with sense into a few heads so they realize how big the threat Renault is. Let's try with diplomacy. Awaiting results. Intrigues are carried out in a matter of days. The results of some actions may only be seen in the next days. So he's spreading out some rumors. Chance of convincing a witness is 100%. Okay. This game, man, keeps growing. I guess this is where the fight is gone. After diplomat. Oh, it's a diplomat. We should be able to fight it. With this guy. Family is the most. Achievement unlocked. Bad relations with the elder son. Definition and endorsement -3. Good relations with your younger son. Someone is taking care of your reputation behind the scenes. Who could this mystery admirer be? Okay. Everybody wants something else. More in the hierarchy. Discovered Mr. Henriette. An ambition, though not overly hard-working officer. He is gifted with impeccable political sense. It allows him to associate only with the people who are on the way to the very top. He knows exactly who is worth pursuing and who is the best forgotten. Since the outburst of the revolution, he has steadily climbed the career ladder, with his sights set on the position of commander of the guard. My buddy. Okay, assault and mutilation. Vincent Boole is a young war invalid. He has lost his leg below the knee as to a Prussian cannonball. He was discharged from the military and moved in with his mother and younger brother, 14-year-old Matteo, to an apartment in a tenement. Not long ago, Vincent's brother fell from a window. The doctors say that he broke both his legs and his pelvis. Elvis the Pelvis. A good movie. I liked it. I liked Elvis the Pelvis, the movie. And would probably never walk again. He learned that on the night of the incident, a loud quarrel could be heard from the widow's apartment. He asked the doctors from Hotel Dio to examine the boy a second time, and they found both old scars and fresh bruises on his bodies. Neighbors told us that during the first months after the return of the wounded soldier, they did not notice anything disturbing. However, eventually they began to hear screams at night. Vincent was sometimes seen with a bottle of wine, reeking of alcohol, and behaving aggressively. So he beat his cat? We have arrested Vincent Boole, hoping for incriminating testimonies given by his mother and brother. However, she claimed that Matteo is young and stupid and fell from the window by himself. The boy has refused to talk to us. Old scars and fresh bruises. Interesting. What do these people enjoy? And the people don't want a death penalty for this time. Prison would be likely. Acquittal would be better. And for the report. Drinking and being aggressive. Let's have a look at the questions. There is a trap. Scars and bruises. Fall from the window. Invalid. Maybe his personality? No. Extenuating circumstances? Okay. The return of the wounded soldier. Is that a course of events or personality? Yeah, personality. And course of events? Yes. Okay. Three more. One of these is a trap. Mother and brother. Witness? Yes. She was a witness. One of these is a trap. Course of events? Yes. One more. We got all of them. The tenement was the mystery. Yeah. Oh, this thing didn't go down. People are irritated. Are you Citizen Vincent Boulet? That is me. Do you have anything to do with your brother's fall from the window? The stripling was playing on the windowsill and he just slipped. You do not appear to feel sorry for him. He had an accident. Things like that happen. An accident, so you were not involved. He couldn't handle the Prussians, so he started fighting his family. Mother first drove my father to death, and now she doesn't really look after my brother. You should ask her. Maybe we should. Let's call her as a witness. They want him locked in. How did your younger son fall out of the window? I think he was playing on the windowsill. It happened at night, right? Well, yes. Did he often play at this hour instead of sleeping? My son doesn't have a father. Sometimes it's hard to control. What were you doing at night at the incident when your son was playing? She was doing the laundry. The boys constantly stained their clothes. And as I work all day, I have to wash them late at night. And your older son, what was he doing? I'm not sure. Could he have been sleeping? No, he suffers from insomnia and he's beating his family. Oh. Do your sons get along? Well, you know what boys are like. They fight from time to time. That's how they are. Stop defending him, woman! The older son is no longer a child. He will always be a child to me. If you have children, you know what I'm talking about. Was Vincent hitting Matteo? Not at all. He's a good boy. They would sometimes get into a struggle together, but children do. Only one is a soldier. Did he ever hurt him? When he was 15, he... You know what I'm asking about. My son is a decent person. I don't really understand why he was arrested. The boy was playing at the windowsill? According to the Statesman, what was the invalid doing at the time of the axe? I don't know that yet. Were you drinking at the night of your brother's fall from the window? No, Monsieur le Juge, that night I was sober. Your neighbors heard screams. Probably from the street. Maybe there was another lynching or something. I don't know. I was sleeping. That's a lie. His mother said he's an insomniac. Did you take your brother to hospital? No, the neighbors did. I found out about everything in the morning when they came to complain. Why didn't you take him yourself? Were you ashamed? I couldn't sleep for 3 nights, so when I finally managed to, I slept like a dog. Like a log. We heard you yelling. Did you visit your brother? I was sitting by him when an officer of the guard came to interrogate him. Raphael was asked a bunch of questions, but did not say anything. I guessed he was ashamed to have ruined his health in such a stupid way. He was sleeping. Is prison okay? Prison will have to do. Citizen Bull, for the crimes against your own family, I sentence you to prison. Chain the bastard up and to the quarry with him. Okay, everything is correct. Good job. My reputation is correct, but not bleeding as before. Reputation gained. Why did the reputation go up? Because of a friend? And because of this guy? Let's move on. This agent you ordered me to silence is done. But there is something you need to see for yourself. Okay.
Do you want to show me a common dead body?
It's not just a dead body. Look at that necklace.
A fleur-de-lis.
There's more, hidden under his clothes. We found a message in the inner pocket of his cloak. It's an order. Someone told that man to build support for a mysterious R in the district.
Who is arrogant enough to take Louis' place?
Only aristocrats are powerful enough to secretly organize people like him.
Even they would need help from someone in the convention. So who is R?
Robespierre, maybe? If he's allying with aristocrats, we must tell someone. Everyone.
It could be Minister Roland. As long as we are not sure, we would only create panic.
If that's the case, we'll have to hunt down other agents. This one won't be telling us anything.
We have no other choice. If this R is trying to gain support, you must do the same, for the greater good.
For the greater good, we must assume power. Oh, look, the guy is smiling. Look at this guy. Ooh. Decapitation still has not lost its charm since the beginning of the revolution. A group of people were gathered in a Parisian street, surrounding something on the floor. The prestigious position allowed you to make your way to the center of the mob, only to find a man's severed head. He was smiling, though. He was happy about it. What had caught everyone's attention was the head's facial expression. It was grinning. It was so unusual that the crowd stared hypnotized, for no apparent reason. You wondered if anyone had ought to ask about the rest of the corpse. A lone severed head should definitely cause curiosity, even if for purely scientific reasons. And now you are staring along everyone else. Order the guard to get rid of the head. -1 influence points. Is that yours? The smiling head was removed and the people dispersed. That's Paris. The common folk didn't like that, but my reputation went up. Everything in this game is a balance. Everything. Oh, that went up. Oh, because my... influence on reputation. Which will help my reputation. Nice. Tomorrow's trial. Everybody hates that. Playtime with the children. The wifey will hate that, but this guy will like it. Your wife needs can wait. Paragraphs and codes is for the old man. Viola concerto. Everybody likes that except the old man. Evening of gambling. Let's do this. Ooh, it went full up. Riots. Riots block agents except the Bruiser and prevent you from gaining influence points from the section. When not quelled, riots make a section neutral and can quickly spread. This one is ours now. But it went from, like, from 1 fervor to the maximum, whatever 6 is, in an instant. Suppose you can go there. Quell the riots. You go here and investigate. How is my building? Oh. Influence -4 points. Your action has already been chosen. I was just clicking around, man. Lost some influence. We're at 3 with both the revolutionaries and the common folk. Our reputation is in the toilet. 1 section plus 3 influence. Oh. I sent 5 in prison. Oh boy. Intrigue. We have successfully done that. Day 2. We can no longer linger and allow our enemy to regain strength. We need to use all the rumors and accusations and work on the deputies of the convention who will attack the minister during a session. Sure, perform the action. Allied gains. Oh, we can try to convince all of these people. Georges Danton. Monsieur Marat. I think this is the guy that... Is this the guy that dies in a bathtub? Is that the guy? He's murdered in a bathtub? Jean-Paul Marat. It's like a famous painting. Is that the guy I'm thinking of? I think it is. Yeah. What is the suicide? See if I can save it. La 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 la. Do 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 do. This guy. This painting. I was thinking of this one. Yeah, that's him, Monsieur Marat. From here. It even has an extensive Wikipedia in Romanian. Extensive Wikipedia page. Yeah, he was assassinated by Charlotte Corday. So intrigue and conspiracy. Let's try to convince Monsieur. Oh, we can try to convince all of them. Thank you for coming. The things we do for the judges of the tribunal. I would like to talk to you about Minister Renaud. I see. What does this mean? Oversensitive. What do we want to achieve? Why do we want it? What will he get out of it? Carefree. Yes, he's carefree about this. Let's save an influence point. Maybe we'll have to talk to someone else. So how about carelessness? Here. Oversensitive for this one. Maybe manipulation. And for this one, what do we want? Aggression. Oh, manipulation. Carelessness is a strong argument. Manipulation is the perfect argument for this. Ooh. Okay. A very weak argument. So let's try something else. Fearlessness is a strong one. Let's go with begging for the second one. About that. So first one is manipulation. Does Renaud really represent the people, or is he instead working for the benefit of the Capets and his servants? He is satisfied. The next one should be, what did we say? The humility. My own antipathy towards the minister does not change the fact that he should replace this corrupt royalist with someone more just. He liked that. And the last one is the carelessness. The Girondins often trip over their own feet. You need not only give them a gentle push. Ooh, he really liked that. He's satisfied. I have finally met someone who wants to get rid of those bloody Girondins. Long live Judge Fidele. Oh, he really liked that. Okay. Common folk endorsement +7. Oh, Jesus. Interesting. Let's go with this guy, Mr. Jean Danton. He is attached. What will he get out of it? What do we want to achieve? Why do we want it? Let's reveal that. He is also attached. How bizarre. Attached. What do we want to achieve? So let's say manipulation. What will he get out of it? Humility and aggression. Weak, weak, weak. That is terrible. We definitely need to try something completely different. So these two are bad, and I'm assuming he's attached in the first one as well. And if all of these are weak arguments, I will assume this one. Let's try the careless one. We need to get rid of Roland for his own good. His pockets will soon burst apart from the amount of money he keeps in them. He liked that. Roland is a leech, but he is also a minister and deputy chosen by the people. What do we want? Mr. and Mrs. Roland are 2 mosquitoes biting me, draining the blood of France. Nobody likes mosquitoes. We like that as well. What will he get out of it? Let's do the last one also, carelessness. The Girondins often trip off their own feet. You need only give them a little gentle push. Ah, and he liked that. Excellent. The dominance of the Jacobins would be a pleasant thing. It would make the ruling over the country much easier, and France would get off his knees. Fine, I will help. Revolutionary endorsements. Counterattacks. From time to time, your enemy may ruin your plans with a counterattack. In such cases, you need to respond quickly and rationally. Successful intrigues. Okay. 30%. Chance of success. In order to defend himself against potential attacks from the convention, Ronald revealed that François Henriot, who is running for Commander-in-Chief of the National Guard, He's abusing his family. Those revelations are yet to be confirmed. Perhaps Ronald will try to use this rumor to sabotage Harriet's candidacy. Chance plus 30%. Harriet has to show himself with his family to demonstrate his happiness. 90% success chance. Excellent. This will be performed the next day. I guess that ends the day. This game has expanded quite a bit today. With all sorts of intrigues and mechanics and stuff. Paris should be grateful for having such a fierce defender of justice in you. Should we, the deputies of the National Convention, be scared of your position? Or our positions. Long live the Republic, Robespierre. I think this is enough for today. It's been 2.5 hours. It's been fun. It's an interesting game, though. It's quite... I thought it would be more like just the courtroom dramas, but it expanded in quite interesting ways. The courtroom stuff is interesting in its own right as well. I like it. I like it, sir. If anybody stopped by, thank you for stopping by. Have an awesome day ahead. A night. Sure, you can have an awesome night as well. You party animals. Bye-bye.